violators will be prosecuted.
Coronavirus has ended borderless Europe for the time being.
We are living through world history in the making right now.
The biggest drop we've seen since that crash in 1987.
And historians have long known that crises and shifting points, can change everything for societies. And right now I see two things happening at the same time. So in the first place, we know that crises can be used by authoritarian rulers to expand their power.
Le Premier ministre de Hongrie, Viktor Orban, qui profite de l'urgence sanitaire pour faire passer une loi lui donnant les pleins pouvoirs.
Yeah, no, I don't take responsibility at all.
We are working very closely with the cruise line industry, likewise with the airline industry. They're two great industries and we'll be helping them through this patch.
If you were looking at this from the outside, an alien arriving from outer space, and you're looking at this society, you would really wonder what was going on. What are they doing? What is this growth that has to appear in every political sentence and is the basis of every economics textbook? What is it all about? Is it a religion that they have? Is it a god that they're chasing?
We live in a time of overlapping and intersecting crises, and there is the climate crisis.
Climate change is not the problem. Climate change is the most horrible symptom of an economic system that has been built for a few to extract every precious value out of this planet and its people, from our natural resources to the fruits of our human labor. This system has created this crisis.
A disaster like this, like every other disaster, doesn't play out equally. It exacerbates pre-existing inequalities. This is true of hurricanes, this is true of wildfires, and it is true of this pandemic as well.
I think the central idea of neoliberalism was that most people are selfish, right? And that you have to structure your markets and your schools and your democracies and everything around that idea.
Because this whole thing is so unjust, and it's not a good feeling for anyone to also realize that somehow your life has been the reason for suffering of all many people in different parts of the world, and then you feel shitty, but it's also not your fault. So that it was also just a lucky chance where you were born. But what can I do is accept it and then try to change that.
I think that this crisis could also move politics in a very different direction.
Und wir sind eine Gemeinschaft, in der jedes Leben und jeder Mensch zählt.
Because now people are realizing that individualism is not going to save us. Competition is not going to save us. Businesses are not going to save us, right? We need a very different kind of values to get through this crisis. We need cooperation, we need solidarity. Could argue that now this era is coming to an end, and that we realize that we actually need a new view of human nature, a more optimistic, a more hopeful view of human beings, and that we can design our institutions around that idea, right?
Today is the day that we truly embark on a comprehensive agenda of economic, social, and racial justice in the United States of America.
To meet the needs of all people within the means of the planet.
And so one of the things that we're seeing right now is what is possible when you actually recognize that you are in an emergency.
This awareness of this cross-cutting of the movement, we need to bring all of these struggles together.
The future will be determined by whoever is willing to fight harder for the ideas they have lying around.